See here, that is law of equivalence. What is this law of equivalence? That is, let us take an equation. Let us consider an equation that is A plus B gives C. It is a chemical reaction. In this chemical reaction, whether it is balanced reaction or unbalanced reaction, whatever it may be, there is no need of balancing of this reaction if you know n factor concept. So balanced reaction is no need. So that is A plus B gives C. So it is a balanced or unbalanced, a balanced or unbalanced reaction. Okay. So according to this law of equivalence, this reactant equivalence, that is equivalence of A must be equivalent to equivalence of B. That means a chemical react with another chemical, their equivalence must be equivalent. Their equivalence must be equal. So automatically equivalence means of the product is equivalence of carbon, that is C also equivalent. Equivalence of C also equivalent. So what are these equivalents? Equivalents are nothing but, once again, this equivalence is also taken as gram equivalence. Equivalence or gram equivalence of A is equal to gram equivalence of B, which is equal to gram equivalence of C. Gram equivalence of C. That means gram equivalence of A must be reacted with gram equivalence of B, and gram equivalence of C will be formed. So any two you should compare with each other and calculate, so whatever you want. So what is this gram equivalence? Gram equivalence is nothing but the gram equivalence, we know gram equivalence is equal to, gram equivalence is equal to N into N factor of that chemical. N into N factor of that particular chemical. Okay, so it is a formula, most important one. So gram equivalence of A is equal to number of moles of A into N factor of A. During that conversion, how much is the N factor for that A? Already how to find out that N factor of A or particular reactant. Yesterday we completed that concept. So everything you know the N factor. So by using that N factor, you should calculate gram equivalence. Gram equivalence or equivalence of A is equal to N into N factor. So here N is equal to number of moles, N factor is equal to valency factor. N factor is equal to valency factor of that A. Okay, so now I'm going to compare gram equivalence of A is equal to gram equivalence of B. Gram equivalence of A is equal to gram equivalence of B. So see here, from this I'm writing gram equivalence of A is equal to gram equivalence of B. That means equivalence of the reactants are react with each other. Gram equivalence of reactants are going to react with each other. Therefore, apply gram equivalence formula, this formula. So gram equivalence is equal to N into N factor of that particular chemical. Okay, therefore, that is gram equivalence of A means number of moles of A into N factor of A. N factor of A, valency factor of A, which is equal to number of moles of B into N factor of B. number of moles of B into n factor of B. So it is very, very important. So that means, so take n factor, that is number of moles in same number of moles in one side and n factor on another side. That implies number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to n factor of B by n factor of A. It is very, very important relation. Whether the reaction is balanced or unbalanced. Whether the reaction is balanced or unbalanced. So gram equivalents of one reactant must be equal to gram equivalents of another reactant. So those gram equivalents, if two chemicals are going to react with each other, their gram equivalents must be equal. Their gram equivalents must be equal. Okay. So we know gram equivalents is equal to n into n factor. I am applying this gram equivalent. So therefore, number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to n factor of B by n factor of A based on this formula. Now, so now, that means it is the number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to valency factor of B by valency factor of A. Now, what is the number of moles of A and number of moles of, from where it is applicable? So that means, for example, n moles A reacts with m moles B gives something product N. Let it be. N is the number of moles of A involved in the reaction. That is number of moles of A. If you know the balance equation. Okay. So therefore, it is the number of moles of A is nothing but quotient of A in the balance equation. Number of moles of B means the quotient of B in the balance reaction. Quotient of B in the balance reaction. That is why. So I am writing that one as like this. That is coefficient of A in balanced reaction by number of moles of A means quotient of A in balanced reaction by coefficient of B in balanced reaction is equal to valency factor of B by valency factor of A. This is the frequently used equation. Quotient of A in the balance reaction by quotient of B in the balance reaction is equal to valency factor of B by valency factor of A. This is nothing but law of equivalence. It is totally problematic part. Law of equivalence. It is a ratio. It is a ratio. So ratio of number of moles of reactants to the, that is inverse to the valency factors of those reactants. So therefore, so this is one formula, and also we know that. So another case, it is first concept, and the second concept, that is, we know gram equivalents. So just a minute. Mass of A by mass of B is equal to gram equivalents of A by gram equivalents of B. It is another formula. Mass of A by mass of B is equal to gram equivalents of A by gram equivalents of B. It is another formula. So because this is very, very important model. Mass of A by mass of B. Masses of given different chemicals are given to you. Gram equivalents are equivalent. Therefore, gram equivalent is nothing but N into N factor. N into N factor. That is the formula used right now. So these are the two important formulas used to calculate some problems based on these topics. So you should mind it. Quotient, that is number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to valency factor of B by valency factor of A. or mass of A by mass of B is equal to gram equivalence of A by gram equivalence of B. Gram equivalence of B. Therefore, simply it is taken as mass of A by mass of B is equal to equivalence of A by equivalence of B. These two are same. Mass of A by mass of B is equal to equivalence of A by equivalence of B. So very, very important. So most important. Okay. So we will calculate some problems. So very, very important, my dear boys. Law of equivalence nothing but whenever a chemical reaction, either it is balanced or unbalanced, those reactants gram equivalence must be same. That is law of equivalence. Their reactants gram equivalence must be same. So equivalence of one of the reactants is equal to equivalence of one of the products. Sorry, another reactant. So if these two equivalents are going to equal, they are going to react with each other, automatically the products also form in its equivalent cell, gram equivalent cell. Okay. So for example, let us take one more example. Let us consider A reacts with B. A reacts with B. From this, what we should identify? Therefore, equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. No doubt, as per your previous knowledge. Equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. Next, B also reacts, gives C. It is another reaction. It is another reaction. From this, what you have to write? Equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C. This is one reaction. This is another reaction. These two reactions are entirely different reactions. Here in this reaction, B is the product. In this reaction, B A is the product. A is the product. Okay. So equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. But here equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C. So that implies equivalence of A may or may not equal to equivalence of C. So very, very important. May be equal or may not be equal. Equivalence of A may or may not be equal to equivalence of A. Sir, when it is easy, when these two are equal, that means, so here in this reaction, n factor of B, something is there. In this reaction, n factor of B also there. If these two n factors are equal, if these two n factors are equal, then may be equal. Automatically, this condition is not possible anymore. That means equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. Equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C. If n factor of B in this case is equal to n factor of B in this case, then only equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of C. Otherwise, it is not equal. Otherwise, it is not equal. It is very, very, very important point. Equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. Equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C. So, as per your mathematics, equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of C. Not possible in chemical reactions. It is possible only if n factors of B in both the reactions are same. If this reaction is possible only if n factors of B in the both reactions are same, then only equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. So it is a very, very, very important point towards your chemical calculations. So always equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of C, not possible. It is possible only equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C. It is possible only equivalence of A, B is equal to equivalence of B in that reaction. Both the equivalence of A. So we know n factor of a particular chemical is not same for all cases. Not same. For example, same camphor is there. In one case, it is n factor 5. In another case, it is 3. In another case, it is 1. That means n factor for a particular chemical are not always same in the reaction. So if this case is same, then only this condition is possible. Then only this condition is possible. Okay? Part is clear. So what is the doubt? Kartikeya, please post. I am waiting for you. Here I wrote three formula in it. That is, number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to n factor of B by n factor of A. Next, mass of A by mass of B is equal to equivalence of A by equivalence of B. Equivalence of A by equivalence of B. So these two are the very, very important. Number of gram equivalence is equal to n into n factor. Third formula. What about this? Yes. Okay, see here. A gives B. A gives B. It is one reaction. B gives C. It is another reaction. In this reaction, n factor of B is equal to 5. In this reaction, n factor of B is equal to 3. These two are not same. These two are not same. Now, so from this reaction, we should take equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. This is possible and no doubt. From this equation, equivalence of B is equal to equivalence of C, and it is also possible. And because this one is equal to this one is equal to this one, automatically these two may or may not be equal. Possible or not possible. So if it is possible, only if these two are same. But in this case, not same. Therefore, this is not possible. For example, if it is also 5, that means n factors in both cases of the B are same. Now it is possible. So those two n factors are same for the same B. Then A is equal to C, and equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of C. If these two n factors are not same, equivalence. So during problems, we will clarify the concept. And please wait. It is a concept, so we will explain in your problems. Please wait up to that. So very, very important. So this is confirmed. Any reaction is possible. Any reaction it is possible. But equivalence of A is equal to or not equal to equivalence of C. So this is possible if n factor of B in both cases are same. This is possible. If are not same, this is not possible. So wait for clarification. Wait up to some problems. So during problems, no doubt it will be clear. During problems, it will be clear. Please wait. Okay. So these are different problems. Different formula. So finally, I'm going to write one by one all those formulae during this balancing factor. So for this balancing factor, there are three formulae. Reactants gives products means gram equivalence of reactants is equal to gram equivalence of production. But gram equivalence is equal to number of moles into valency factor. Number of moles into valency factor. That is, it is simply taken as n into n factor. Simply it is taken as n into n factor. So this is one formula. Next, also, generally you know the formula, normality is equal to gram equivalent of substance by volume of the solution in liters. Volume of solution in liters. It is a formula to calculate normality. So later we will explain after completion of your 10th class exams. So we will clarify this concept. So normality of the solution is equal to gram equivalence of substance by volume in liters. From this, gram equivalent of substance is equal to normality into volume in liters. It is another formula. Normality into volume in liters. Because gram equivalents are same, normality of this chemical N into B is equal to N into B in this case. Next, also, this is equal to gram equivalent is equal to weight by gram equivalent weight into 1 by V liters. That means gram equivalent is equal to weight by gram equivalent weight. Gram equivalent is equal to weight by gram equivalent weight. Therefore, another formula, gram equivalent of substance is equal to weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. Weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. It is another formula to calculate gram equivalent. So gram equivalent weight of the substance is equal to N into N factor is also another formula to calculate that one. So these are very, very important points to calculate gram equivalence of the substance. Gram equivalence is equal to normality into volume in liters, or gram equivalence is weight by gram equivalent weight, weight by gram equivalent weight. Next, N factor is equal to, that is gram equivalent N into N factor. N into N factor. These are the very, very important points, my dear boy. Okay. So next, by applying these conditions, so finally we will get here coefficient of A by coefficient of B is equal to N factor of B by N factor of A. If the reaction is balanced. So these are the important formulas. By using this, quotient of A by quotient of B is nothing but number of moles of A by number of moles of B. Number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to quotient of A by quotient of B in the balanced reaction, which is equal to N factor of B by N factor of A. N factor of B by N factor of A. What is your doubt there? Okay, so please don't raise your hands. Just post your doubts. Okay, I will take some problems based on these concepts. So after that, you have any doubt, please ask me. So first of all, we are going towards problems based on this concept. So see here. So there is a problem. See here. How many moles of KMnO4 is needed in acidic medium to oxidize? Question number A. To oxidize 1 mole of PeSO4. Second question, 1 mole of PeC2O4. Third one, mixture of 1 mole of PeSO4 plus 1 mole of PeC2O4. 1 mole of PeC2O4. Tell me the answer based on today's concept. How many moles of KMnO4 needed to oxidize these chemicals? So I'm explaining one question here. So remaining two you should calculate. Now question first in A. It is a reaction between KMnO4 versus FeSO4. FeSO4. That means, therefore, gram equivalence of KMnO4 is equal to gram equivalence of FeSO4. Therefore, N into N factor of KMnO4 is equal to N into N factor of FeSO4. N into N factor of FeSO4. Next, how many moles of KMnO4? That is N, we don't know. N into N factor of KMnO4 in acidic medium. In acidic medium, what is the N factor for KMnO4? We know in acidic medium, KMnO4 Mn plus 7 is changed to Mn plus 2. Their N factor is equal to 5. Already yesterday completed. Yesterday completed this concept. So in KMnO4, in acidic medium, N factor 5. In neutral medium, N factor 3. In basic medium, N factor 1. You should remember, you should mind it. Therefore, it is in acidic medium. So in acidic medium, that question is given to you in acidic medium. N factor for KMnO4 is 5 N. 5 N. It is from our knowledge. That is equal to N factor of KMnO4. Here, how many moles of FeSO4 is taken? 1 mole into N factor of FeSO4. How much is the FeSO4? We know Fe plus 2 is changed to Fe plus 3. Here, N factor is equal to 1. N factor is equal to 1. That is equal to 1. Therefore, our answer is, therefore, number of moles of KMnO4 is equal to 1 by 5. Is this clear? How many moles of KMnO4 required for 1 mole FeSO4 oxide in acidic medium? There is 1 by 5 moles is required. 1 by 5 moles of KMnO4 is required. Is this clear? So you should calculate. So when two chemicals are reacting with each other, their gram equivalents are equal. Gram equivalents are nothing but N into N factors. Their N into N factors values are equal. So N factors for different chemicals, already yesterday we calculated. By using those values, here we are going to take class problem solution. Problems. Okay. So now solve for second and third questions. Now solve for second and third questions. Waiting for you. Second question answer is how much? FeC2O4. Yesterday I calculated. FeC2O4 in FeC2F4. FeC2O4. What is the N factor for FeC2O4? Those listen clearly in yesterday. No doubt they will give the answer. What is the N factor for FeC2O4? Please tell me. Wrong. Balaji. First of all, tell me the N factor for FeC2O4 para calculate. Rakshit correct. Abhinav wrong. Rakshit wrong. B Rakshit. Okay. FeC2O4 N factor is 3N. Yes, correct. 3, that is correct. For FeC2O4, N factor is for FeC2O4 because Fe plus 2 is changed to Fe plus 3. C2O4 minus 2. Change it to 2CO2. Therefore, overall it is 3 N factor N. Please take your SDS class. N factor 3. Now apply the formula. Apply the formula. So it is FeC2O4. Therefore, it is also FeC2O4. That means it is for 1 is N factor is 3N. Here 1 mole. So 1 into 3. That is N is equal to 3 by 5 answer. N is equal to 3 by 5. Now it is correct. Now what about third case? Third case. Similarly, tell me, third case, wrong. Okay, this is correct. Third case, tell me the answer. Correct. Correct, Aditya. Harshit also correct. That means here gram equivalence. I'm taking third one. Any gram equivalence of KMnO4 in acidic medium is equal to gram equivalence of FeSO4 plus gram equivalence of FeC2O4. Gram equivalence of FeC2O4. Now it is N into N factor is equal to 5 is equal to gram equivalence. It is 1 mole only. 1 into FeSO4 1 ra plus 1 into 3 ra. Therefore, it is 1 plus 3 which is equal to 4. Therefore, N is equal to 4 by 5. N is equal to 4 by 5 and answer. So therefore, this is the way to find out how many moles of this one is required. Already the same model problem yesterday I calculated already is 61 N factor for that one. You should remember answer is 6.1. We will get that 6.1. The same model problem and yesterday I completed. Next there is another question. Same model, try it. Find the number of moles of K2Cr2O7 needed to oxidize Na2SO3 to Na2SO3 into Na2SO4 in acidic medium. In acidic medium. Same model question, just chemicals are changed. Give me your answer. Give me your answer. Here is the reaction between KMnO4 and Na2SO3. It is a reaction between K2Cr2O7 versus Na2SO3. It is a reaction. Calculate. Same condition. N into N factor for this one is equal to N into N factor for that one. Wrong. Harshit, wrong. Now, how many moles of K2Cr2O7 is required? That is N into K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium. N factor is 6. Yesterday completed. Day before yesterday. N into N factor. K2Cr2O7 N factor is 6 ending. That is equal to how many? That is needed to oxidize 1 mole only. So we don't give the number of moles. Let it be 1 mole. N factor for Na2CO3. Here sulfur is plus 4. That is converted into Na2SO4. Here sulfur is plus 6. Now in this case, N factor is 2 only. Therefore, it is 2 only. Therefore, N is equal to 2 by 6, which is equal to 1 by 3. Which is equal to 1 by 3. This is the way to solve the problem. How many moles of one of the reactants required? By taking another one, number of moles are given to you. Okay, so it is one model only. Next, another question. Another one. molar mass of divalent metal chloride is 136. Molar mass of divalent metal chloride is 136. Find the equivalent mass of metal. Find the equivalent mass of metal. Find the equivalent mass of metal. Wrong. See here. Molar mass of divalent metal chloride is 136. Divalent means valency 2, oxidation state 2. So now it is M plus 2 ion. Divalent means plus 2. Cl minus ion, that gives MCl2 is the formula. MCl2 is the formula. Okay, that means molecular weight of this one is atomic weight of M plus 71. We know the chlorine weight 35.5 plus 35.5, 71. This value is given as 136. This value is given as 136. Okay, therefore, so weight of this one plus 71 is equal to 136. Weight of metal is equal to 136 minus 71, which is equal to 5, 13, 5, and that is 65. 65. Okay, therefore, 65 grams metal reacts with 71 grams chlorine. Am I correct? 61 grams metal from this data. So there is 65 grams metal is there. So 71 grams chlorine is there. So therefore 65 grams metal reacts with 71 grams chlorine. Therefore 65 grams metal reacts with 71 grams chlorine. If any chemical is going to react, their gram equivalent weights are same. So equivalent weight of chlorine is equivalent weight of chlorine is equal to 35.5. How, sir? Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by valency. Atomic weight of chlorine is 35.5. So valency factor, N factor for chlorine is 1. Therefore, 35.5. 35.5 is the valency factor. We don't know the metal. That is why we don't know the equivalent weight of metal. So equivalent weight of chlorine is equal to equivalent weight of metal. So that is, therefore, that is 35.1, it is 71, it is 65. How much is the equivalent weight of metal? So cross multiplication, apply that cross multiplication. So that is, let it be x. X into 71 is equal to 65 into 35.5. Therefore, x is equal to how much? X is equal to 32.5 grams. 32.5 grams. So it is the equivalent mass of metal. Equivalent mass. So when two chemicals are going to be equal, their gram equivalents are equal. Gram equivalents are equal. Okay. So their equivalences are equal. Equivalences are equal. So equivalence of metal is equal to equivalence of chlorine. So the reaction always between their equivalences and equivalences. So how to calculate equivalent weight? We know equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight or molecular weight by N factor of that particular chemical. Already we know how to find out that N factor. If you calculate N factor, so atomic weight or molecular weight by that N factor is equal to equivalent weight. Okay. So this is the final answer. This one is the final answer. Next. Now, another problem. Gram molecular weight of metal chlorides metal chloride is 163.5. If equivalent weight of metal is 19, then find the valency of metal. Then find the valency of metal. Find the valency of metal. Try it. So I'm solving this one. See here. Find the valency of metal. Let it be X. Valency is nothing but oxidation state. And metal oxidation state always positive. And therefore, plus X. Metal oxidation state is always positive. It is plus X. And therefore, metal is in plus X. Cl is in -1. The formula is MClX. MClX. Okay. So now that implies atomic weight of metal plus X into atomic weight of chlorine is equal to molecular weight 163.5. Atomic weight summation is not equal to molecular weight. Now we don't know the atomic weight of metal. We don't know the atomic weight. Given equivalent weight of metal is equal to 19. Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by valency. Atomic weight by valency. So therefore, 19 is equal to atomic weight, we don't know, M by valency. Valency is X and already we identified. The valency is X. Therefore, M is equal to 19X. Atomic weight. Therefore, this is side calculation. It is 19X plus X into chlorine is 35.5 atomic weight is equal to 163.5. Now, therefore, X is equal to how much? Tell me, how much is the value? How much is the X value? So, equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by valency. We don't know atomic weight, let it be M. M. So, valency, already we take that one as X. M by X is equal to 19. Therefore, atomic weight of M metal is equal to 19X. So, that is atomic weight of metal, that is 19X. Plus X into atomic weight of chlorine, we know that is 35.5. Overall molecular weight is given to you 162.5. Therefore, X is equal to 3. Therefore, valency of metal is equal to 3. That is plus 3. That is plus 3. Oxygen state plus 3. Valency is 3. Valency is 3. So, is this clear? Very, very important. Very, very important. Okay. Next one. So I'm waiting for you. Simplest one. Try yourself. Equivalent weight of an element in two different compounds are 29 and 58. 29 and 58. Then its molecular weight is, then its molecular weight is dash. Options 29U, 29U. Second one, 80U, 80U. U means units only. 80U. Third one, 116U, 116U. Fourth one, 50U. U means units only. Unified mass. Which is the option? Equivalent weight of same element in different compounds is one is 29, another one is 58. There its molecular weight is. Then its molecular weight is. Let us identify the compound. Let it be KMNO4. KMNO4. See once again, I don't give the answer for that one. So an example is given to you, KMNO4. In acidic medium, N factor is equal to 5. Neutral medium, N factor is equal to 3. Basic medium, N factor is equal to 1. No doubt we know. We know. Now here equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by 5. In this case, equivalent weight of KMNO4. Equivalent weight of KMNO4 in this case is M by 3. In this case, equivalent weight is equivalent weight of KMNO4 is equal to M by 1. M by 1. That means from this M is equal to equivalent weight into 5. Here M is equal to equivalent weight into 3. Here M is equal to equivalent weight into 1. That means atomic weight or molecular weight is the multiple of equivalent weights. 1 times or 2 times or 3 times or 5 times multiple of equivalent weights. So here multiple of equivalent weights. So it is 1. It is that is first equivalent weight. It is E into 2 multiple. That means molecular weight may be multiple of this one. It is the answer. So that means these two are equivalent weights. Therefore, no doubt it should be greater than that one. Okay, not 29, my dear boys. It is 116 because this is equivalent weight. It is that means this is 116 by 2 is equal to 58. 116 by maybe 3 or 4. 29 by 4 is equal to 29. That means molecular weight by 4. Here is N factor is 4. Here is N factor 2. Therefore, so molecular weight is always multiple of equivalent weight. Always multiple of equivalent weight. It should be greater than that one. Equivalent weight greater than that one. So it is not 29. It is not 58. It should be greater than 58. It should be greater than 58. So here 80. It is not multiple of this 58. Not multiple of 29. So 50. Not multiple of 58. 29. It is not possible. It should be greater than 29. Therefore, the one and only option is 116 units. Purified mass. Therefore, answer is 3. Answer is 3. Are these clear? Are these clear, my dear boys? Very, very important. Okay. Tell me the answer. Please respond. Are you there or not? Listening or not? Just seeing. Okay. These are different models. These are different models based on our N factor and equivalent weights and also gram equivalents. Today, there is concept of law of equivalence. So these are different ways. When two chemicals are going to be equal, going to be react with each other, their gram equivalents are equivalent. Gram equivalents of A is equal to gram equivalents of B. So equivalence means n into n factor, n into n factor. So number of moles, we should compare each and every one. So like that, number of problems we are going to solve. So already solved some problems. So